Today we're talking about 5 reasons why everyone keeps testing the INFJ all the time. Every INFJ has experienced this. If you have been in a new environment, you will always have some kind of tension around you. People start testing you. If it's your boss, if it's your colleagues, if it's a neighbor, if it's a coworker, if it's somebody that you met at a party, it seems like INFJs are the target for people testing them. And very often the INFJ doesn't know why this is happening. I definitely didn't know. But the truth is, it first off doesn't have anything to do with you. And once you recognize this, you are automatically taking yourself out of those situations. So today we're talking about the 5 reasons why everybody keeps testing the INFJ all the time and what we can do with that information. Before we get started, I want to remind you, if you haven't done this so far, to download the free poster on the INFJ Epic Life formula. And if you want to take it to the next level, then get the INFJ Epic Life audio guide. Everything you need to know, you can find in the links in the description. Reason number 1. Why others keep testing the INFJ all the time is because the INFJ is a mystery. Most INFJs really hollow themselves out. This is definitely our default state. We can start building our epic life. We can start, creating a life that is based on what we want. But in order to do that, we first have to get out of this default mode of, I don't care what I like. I'm always focused on what people want, who they are, how can I make it most comfortable for them? Because we're doing this not just because we want to help others, we're also doing this because it is the easiest way out of our own, reality, which is I'm not focusing on creating my life. I see this grand vision that I have and I don't see how I will get there. So I numb myself down. We can work on this. And so you might ask, okay, what does that have to do with the fact that we're a mystery? Well, if you don't know who you are, if you're not expressing who you are, if you're not questioning what kind of movies do you like, what kind of music do you like, and this is something you live out, people are not going to know what you're about and who you are. And this makes people very uncomfortable. It's scary. And it's a natural tendency of people to want to poke at that. Because through your reaction, they will recognize what your boundaries are, what you're about, what you like, what you dislike. There is no way for people to know this. And you will see this within yourself as well. You actually dim your light so often because it helps you to understand what the other person is all about. You give them room to be. And every single time a person allows themselves to be themselves, it gives you more information about who that person is. Others can't say that about the INFJ because we can blend in the background, we can create harmony, and we can actually take the route where nobody knows what we're all about. It's not who we have to be, but it's definitely our unhealthy default state. And when you are a mystery to people, they're going to start testing you. It's just a natural coping mechanism. Reason number 2 why the INFJ gets tested all the time is because the INFJ very rarely gets triggered and reacts. How often has somebody said something to you that was inappropriate or uncomfortable and you didn't say anything back? And we don't say anything back not because, we are just in shock or we have the flight response. No, it's because we understand that this is not adequate behavior. We understand rationally that they shouldn't be doing this, but we have no emotion in this. It really doesn't trigger us. We actually start thinking about why are they doing this? What's their deeper motive behind this? Can I help them? And so this kind of behavior makes a lot of people very uncomfortable because they feel powerless. And when people feel powerless, specifically people who have always gotten some kind of reaction through their behavior, they will keep nagging you. See, a lot of INFJs think if I just make myself boring, if I, pull myself into the background, people just leave me alone. But very often INFJs will have experienced that this is not the case. Actually, when from time to time you have a reaction and you see that there is nothing that really triggers you, people will want to know more. They will want to get to a place where they have some kind of reaction, where they recognize that they hit a button, because then they will feel powerful. And so if you continuously get into those situations and there is no reaction and the other person continues, you really have to get to a place where you say, this is enough. I'm either going to confront that person or I'm just really going to, block them, ghost them, get them out of my life. That person will never stop testing you if all you do is just say, I don't give you a reason for it. I will make myself smaller. I will pull away. that person will not stop because it just doesn't sit right with their ego. Reason number 3 why others keep testing the INFJ is because the INFJ is such a great mirror. We have to be aware of this. This is one of our biggest skills. We can be a player in somebody else's reality. We recognize how they see the world, we recognize how they see themselves, and we also recognize how they see other people. And so therefore, we very often actually become or act as that version that they want us to be. And if this happens, you automatically are becoming a mirror to who they actually are. In particular, if you play that role perfectly, that makes them really comfortable, and then from time to time, the true essence of you comes out. The essence that actually knows why this person is playing games, why they're so insecure. Because once this happens, all their insecurities come to the forefront. Because now there you are, somebody who's in their world and who can then see who they are truly about. That makes people very, very uncomfortable. And so they will keep trying to trigger you. They will keep trying to test you because this is first off a situation that they're not used to. And second of all, a situation that makes them very uncomfortable. And so the solution to this is to just become aware that you're so much more than a mirror for somebody else's reality. Just because you understand that they would want somebody to see where they're coming from and they would want somebody to be in their reality, that does not mean that you have to play that role. You first and foremost have the right to play the role that you want to play in your life. You are the center of your universe, of your world, of your life, and you are the one who's creating the world that you want. And so it is not on you to make another person feel good about their life. They have to do that for themselves. You can be an inspiration by choosing you, because then you're showing them as an example they can choose themselves too. But if you choose them over you and their reality over you, you might be telling them, oh, you're worth it, I'm paying attention to you. But your actions speak louder than words. And what your actions say is, I don't care about my own life because I'm focused on yours. So why should that person focus on their life? And so it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And the only way out is to say, I'm going to choose me first, and I'm going to make sure that I'm not mirroring other people's lives at the expense of who I truly am. I can make it comfortable for them, but I'm not losing my integrity. I'm not pretending to be weaker than I actually am. Reason number 4 why others keep testing the INFJ is because the INFJ seems very calm and collected in many situations. We're mentally speaking very strong. We can stay calm in a lot of situations that might trigger other people, that might make other people very uncomfortable. We can stay strong in the eye of a storm. That's what we are about. And this makes a lot of people very uncomfortable because they're not used to it. They don't understand what is going on because they recognize how they're anxious. They recognize how there's turmoil within them, how they're uncomfortable, how they feel unsure. And then you come along and you seem like totally collected, totally at peace. And this in itself makes people, question what is going on. This person, they have some kind of secret. I need to find it out because there's no way they're not anxious about anything. Because people always see other people through their own eyes. They see reality through their own eyes. They're not aware that life and the experience of life could be that much different for other people. Because every single thing we experience through our own filter. And if our filter is filled with insecurities, with fear, with anxiety about who we are and how the world is, and we show that outwardly, and when this INFJ comes around who's collected and at peace, the way they go through life and how other people experience them, then people are going to think there's something wrong here. That person has to have some kind of anxieties within them, and I need to figure them out because only then I will feel comfortable again. Because it cannot be that I'm the only anxious and afraid and full of insecurities person in this altercation. And reason number 5 why others keep testing the INFJ is because they aren't used to being challenged this way. An INFJ challenges a person on a different level than most. We actually challenge people through honesty. We challenge people through authenticity. So it's not that we say something mean because it's true and, that's how we provoke other people. It's not like that. It's actually that we talk to people on a level of, this is who you are, this is who I am. Let's talk here and let's connect here. Let's stop playing those games and remove all of those security blankets or whatever other people might think is necessary in order to feel good about themselves. And, people feel challenged in this way because the INFJ is very comfortable removing all of those facades. And they're challenging the other person to do the same thing. And because the other person isn't willing or able or afraid to do that, they will keep testing the INFJ. They will actually try to bring the INFJ back to a playing field that is comfortable for them. And so no matter what kind of situation you encounter in your life, those 5 reasons will come up. 1 or 2 or a combination of more than that. But the thing is this doesn't have to be your reality. Take it from me, who's been there, who's experienced all of this, who felt that there's no other way out. That's just how life is. People will keep testing me. And now looking at a perspective of, I don't know who's trying to test me because I'm not aware of it. I truly am not. That doesn't mean that, I've learned all there is to learn here, but I know the difference from how I used to feel and how I feel now. And hopefully in 10 years, I will look at today and say, oh, I actually got tested. But, I may not be aware of it now, but I will be aware in 10 years. So there's always levels to this. But what I can tell you for sure is you can move into a direction where you experience this less and less and you become less and less aware of it. Because the truth is, these things happen if we're still looking to the outside to get some kind of proof of what I'm doing is correct. I need to connect with people because of what I do for them and what I sacrifice for them and how honest I am about who I am. People have to earn the right to see this part of you. The more you start focusing on your life and creating your life and creating a forward spiral and an upward spiral that creates more and more abundance in your life, that allows you to be yourself more and more, the less you're going to get in contact with people who will want to test you. Because you're naturally going to get attracted to people and circumstances that mirror back to you the person that you're becoming. And so there will be less situations where people want to test you. You just don't encounter those people anymore. It's very interesting how that works, but the truth is it actually does. And so I encourage you, if you haven't done this so far, to download the poster on the INFJ Epic Life Formula to get some guidelines into how to create that life for yourself. And if you want to take it to the next level, then get the INFJ Epic Life audio guide. Everything you need to know you can find in the links in the description. And if you want to watch another video now that is in alignment with today's topic, then watch the video on the 5 types of people who can't stand the INFJ.